Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 123 based on novel. So let's start. In the rocky forest tens of thousands of kilometers away from the heavenly fate sect, a long-haired young man was sitting on top of a tree stump. This person was surrounded by a thick aura. When looking at him from a distance, he was a blur. The surroundings were extremely quiet when the person suddenly opened his eyes. In the haze that surrounded him, his two eyes were like two bright moons. At this moment, the sky suddenly changed colors and all the clouds scattered like crazy, revealing a clear sky. This person raised his hand and gently waved it. The aura around him began to churn like crazy and finally scattered in all directions. Waves of cracking sounds could be heard as countless cracks appeared across the entire stone forest. The cracking sounds gradually got louder and louder until the entire stone forest turned to dust and disappeared. In almost the blink of an eye, the surrounding stone forest disappeared, leaving behind only the stump that the long-haired young man was sitting on. This person's eyes were as bright as stars when he started to suck with force. All of the aura that had scattered rushed back to him and entered his body through his mouth. This scene was like a cloud dragon devouring the clouds and drinking the sea. When all of the aura was sucked back into his body, the young man let out a laugh that shook the heavens and earth. As he laughed, he stood up. His figure wasn't large, but under the moonlight, he looked like he could carry the sky. His figure would leave an everlasting image in people's hearts. Purple Division. "I'm coming," muttered the young man. He was Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes were calm as he took a step forward and disappeared from the top of the stump. When he reappeared several hundred feet in the air, the silver light appeared and exerted a powerful force to block him. His current position was his limit 3 months ago. Back then, this was as far as he could go. However, now his expression was calm, and rather than slowing down, he sped up like a meteor piercing through the sky. As a result, the force coming from the silver light quickly increased to an unimaginable degree, causing Wang Lin's body to pause for a moment. Looking from a distance, one could clearly see something that looked like a silver mountain rising up toward the sky, and Wang Lin was the peak of the mountain. The silver light extended to the ground like a cone, covering the 10-kilometer area. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he raised his right thumb. Rays of light gathered on his thumb until it was so bright that the sky seemed to have lost all light. It was like the thumb was the only thing left in the world. Wang Lin's eyes lit up, then he pressed his thumb down on the silver light 3 inches above his head. At the moment his thumb touched the silver light, there was a flash, and countless cracks appeared on the light screen. From a distance, it looked like the silver mountain was about to collapse. But in the blink of an eye, the cracks all disappeared and the silver light screen returned to normal. Wang Lin's expression turned dark. He used the death finger on the silver light screen once again. A loud roar echoed across the area, then the silver light screen shook violently and countless cracks appeared on it once more. But almost at the same moment the cracks appeared, the silver light flashed and all the cracks disappeared. Wang Lin's face darkened. He let out a snort, then he raised his right index finger and his eyes revealed a demonic light. Wang Lin softly muttered, "Demonic finger?" Waves of demonic light appeared in the surroundings and surged toward Wang Lin. At the same time, the celestial spiritual energy inside his body moved toward his index finger. Situ once said that the higher my cultivation level is, the stronger the demonic finger will be. I have reached the mid-stage of soul transformation, so this spell is at least several times more powerful than before. I will definitely be able to break through this formation. As celestial spiritual energy surged inside Wang Lin's body, his complexion changed, and a sense of evil appeared along with a flame in his hand. A monstrous demonic aura came from the flame in Wang Lin's hand. This demonic aura released a purple glow that lit up the whole area. It was as if a demon lord had been born. Wang Lin was covered in a demonic aura right now. All of the celestial spiritual energy gathered on his finger and changed into fuel for the demonic flame. This process caused him no discomfort. Instead, it made him feel very comfortable and was very addicting. Soon, the purple flame in his hand became brighter and brighter. Compared to the flame he used 3 months ago, this flame was several times larger. Wang Lin pointed his finger forward. At this moment, his finger pierced through the force 3 inches above his head and through the silver light screen. At the moment his finger pierced through the light screen, the purple flame began to burn like crazy with Wang Lin's finger as the center point. It was as if a piece of paper was lit on fire. Once the fire starts, it spreads like crazy. In almost an instant, the purple flame spread and burned the light screen from top to bottom. After 3 breaths of time, the purple flame burned all the way to the ground, creating a circle. This circle was the area Wang Lin was trapped in. Wang Lin's eyes were cold and he shot a cold gaze into the distance. The first thing he needed to do was return to the Heavenly Fate sect, but he was unfamiliar with the area and had no idea how to get back. His eyes lit up, then he slapped his bag of holding and a soul flag flew out. He shook the soul flag and an origin soul came out. Wang Lin calmly said, "Cao Ido." The origin soul shook and then suddenly opened his eyes. First he looked at Wang Lin and then at his surrounding. His eyes suddenly lit up as he looked at the surroundings. This caused his eyes to become even brighter. The origin soul quickly exclaimed, This is planet Qian Yun. This Cao Ido was someone Wang Lin took under him when he went to the corpse sect. Wang Lin was unfamiliar with planet Qian Yun and could easily get lost. Because of this, he had an idea and was willing to use the promise of finding this person a soul transformation body in order to make Cao Ido loyally follow him and act as his guide. Wang Lin quickly asked, "Cao Ido, do you know how to get to the Heavenly Fate sect from here?" Cao Ido revealed a pondering expression before pointing to the west and saying, "About 300,000 kilometers west of here should be the Heavenly Fate sect." Wang Lin raised his head and looked toward the direction that Cao Ido pointed in. He then put Cao Ido away and charged toward the west like crazy. Wang Lin's speed had reached his limit. His flight created waves of thunderous roars and sonic booms that echoed across the land. Wang Lin looked like a line shooting across the sky as he flew toward the Heavenly Fate sect at top speed. As he flew, his eyes became colder and colder. From the day he got here, the people of the Purple Division had been trying to suppress him. Wang Lin had endured, and he finally acted domineering for once to change the situation. However, Zhao Xingxia got outside help, moved Wang Lin out of the Purple Division, and finally trapped him. If it wasn't for the fact that Wang Lin's cultivation was already at the edge of a breakthrough and he just happened to have enough celestial jades, he really would have been trapped here for several years. By the time he was freed, his life and death would not be in his hands anymore. My way has always been, if one does not mess with me, I won't mess with them. However, if they dare to mess with me, then I'll kill them. Wang Lin's eyes were ice cold as he charged toward the Heavenly Fate sect. At some point, his body trembled slightly before he teleported. Just like this, Wang Lin would teleport every now and then along the way. In the afternoon of the second day, he saw the Heavenly Fate sect in the distance. The current Heavenly Fate sect was extremely lively and filled with the festive sound of people celebrating. There were countless banquets going on throughout the 7 divisions, and all kinds of celestial fruits and wines were being served. After the 7 days of celebration, the All-Seer was going to teach Tao. After that, the Yellow and Purple divisions will compete for their respective true disciple position. These various things will lead this month-long celebration to its climax. In the Purple Division, someone used a powerful spell to gather clouds toward the Purple Division's area. Then that person used a spell to make the cloud as hard as earth. From a distance, the entire Purple Division had this layer of cloud over it like it was the celestial realm. On top of the white cloud sat countless small tables, and many Purple Division disciples were serving the guests on the clouds. The people celebrating at the Purple Division were all people from sects on planet Qian Yun. There were people with high cultivation levels among these people, but not many. These sects were considered the weakest of planet Qian Yun and could only stay at the Purple Division for the duration of the celebration. On the clouds above the Purple Division, senior apprentice brother Zhao Xingxia was naturally sitting at the head position. On his right sat the second brother, then third brother, and after that was the late-stage soul transformation fourth sister. After that there were 3 empty seats. Fifth sister was being punished, so she was in closed-door cultivation. Sixth brother was out adventuring and hasn't come back, and seventh brother Wang Lin was absent. This was why there were 3 empty seats. On Zhao Xingshao's left sat 6 elders all dressed in various types of clothing. These 6 people were all head elders of sects on planet Tianyun. The weakest was at the early stage of Ascendant, and the strongest was already at the peak of the late stage of Ascendant. Even so, because their sects weren't very powerful, they could only sit here. Today is the 7th day of Master's birthday celebration, and tomorrow is when Master will teach Tao. Everyone, if my purple division was lacking in any way in serving you all, I hope you all didn't mind. Zhao Xingshao stood up with a smile. He held the wine cup in his hand, paid his respects to everyone, and then drank it all in one gulp. Although Zhao Xingshao's words were plain, with the help of a spell, everyone within 50 kilometers could hear him. The surrounding people all picked up their wine and paid their respects as well. Just at this moment, a ray of purple light was coming from the east side, and it was charging directly toward this place. The purple aura from the east side quickly covered the horizon in purple. The booms of the sound barrier breaking echoed from the purple aura. All of the various guest cultivators in the purple division noticed this abnormality. They all put down their wine cups and raised their heads to look toward the east. Not only did he manage to break free, but his cultivation has reached the mid-stage of soul transformation. Zhao Xingshao's expression became very ugly. He clenched his hand and crushed the wine cup into dust. Not only him, but second brother next to him also revealed a look of shock. His eyes were gloomy as he stood up. He took one step forward and turned into a ray of purple light that flew toward the horizon. Bai Wei's eyes revealed a mysterious light as he picked up his wine cup, took a small sip, and revealed a faint smile. As for the fourth sister who trapped Wang Lin, she was very calm and didn't move an inch. The Purple Division's second brother, the middle-aged man, charged out and shouted, "Today is my Heavenly Fate sect's grand celebration. Anyone who dares to crash the celebration will be killed without question." He convicted Wang Lin of a crime before letting him speak. As he spoke, his hand formed a seal and he shouted, "Power of Earth." After he said this, a yellow and earthy light appeared in his hand. It immediately turned into a mass of dirt and moved like a tornado toward the purple aura from the east. Wang Lin's eyes were fierce. With one step, he appeared on top of the cloud. At this moment, the sandstorm created from the second brother's earth power arrived. Wang Lin's eyes were calm, there was no hint of panic in them, and he didn't stop moving forward. When he charged out, his right hand slapped his bag of holding and then the restriction flag appeared in his grasp. With one shake, countless restrictions flew out and started orbiting around him. Soon, it turned into a black tornado made of restrictions. With one spin, it created a powerful gust of wind, and the howling sound of the wind filled the heavens and earth. The incoming sandstorm was affected by this gust. As soon as the sandstorm got close, it was torn in half by the tornado. The sandstorm was split into 2 streams and then was absorbed into the tornado made by the restriction flag. Wang Lin calmly stepped out of the tornado and coldly stared at the second brother as he said, "You provoked me twice. If I don't kill you, then I'm not Wang Lin." With that, Wang Lin raised his right index finger. The celestial spiritual energy in his body moved, and a sliver of demonic flame appeared on his fingertip. The middle-aged man's expression changed and he shouted, "Seventh brother, this is the master's birthday celebration. Don't act so recklessly with so many fellow cultivators here." Wang Lin's expression was calm as he looked at the surrounding cultivators. All of these cultivators were watching with cold gazes, and none of them looked like they had the intention of helping anyone. "Fellow cultivators, today is the competition for my purple division. If outsiders dare to intervene, then don't blame my Heavenly Fate sect if we look into this matter in the future." As Wang Lin coldly spoke, he took a step forward, and his right index finger pressed down on the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man quickly backed up. He had suffered from this demonic flame before, and now that he saw it again, the thought of retreating entered his mind. Just at this moment, Zhao Xingshao gloomily took a step forward and arrived in front of the middle-aged man. Seventh brother, return to your seat. Today is not the day for the Purple Division's competition, he said. Wang Lin didn't even look at Zhao Xingxia. He flicked his finger, causing the demonic fire to shoot out. At the moment the demonic flame left Wang Lin's finger, it suddenly grew into a huge flame that colored the clouds purple. Demonic flame. There were people from various sects who had seen a lot, and they were able to immediately identify this flame. The Heavenly Fate sect is all about following one's desires, so it is not surprising to have someone who can use the demonic flame. However, this person's very unfamiliar. I never knew that someone like this existed in the Purple Division. I heard fellow cultivator Zhao call him Seventh Brother. Could this person be the seventh disciple of the Purple Division? Wasn't Sun Yun also the seventh brother of the Purple Division? Various discussions could be heard. The demonic flame shot out and charged directly at the middle-aged man. Zhao Xingxia's expression was dark as his hand formed a seal and he softly said, "The Heaven-Earth Mantra of Freedom." After he spoke, rings of white light shot out from Zhao Xingxia's right hand. The rings expanded and quickly surrounded the flame. Wang Lin revealed a mocking expression and shouted, "Explode!" In an instant, the demonic flame surrounded by the rings of white light began to flash violently. In almost the blink of an eye, there was a heaven-shattering explosion. The demonic flame had shattered and self-destructed. This explosion came from the inside of the demonic flame. Afterwards, a demonic aura that could only be created by someone who walked the demonic path surged out like crazy. Countless flaming stars carrying unimaginable power were circling the rings of white light. The rings of white light only resisted for a few moments before they were burned to ashes by the purple flames. It only took 3 breaths of time for all the white rings of light to turn into flaming rings and then burn to ashes. Zhao Xingxia's expression was very ugly as he quickly retreated. Not only him, but the second brother also retreated without any hesitation. Aside from the two of them, the various cultivators from the other sects all used various techniques to escape after seeing the demonic flame exploding. The flame that exploded spread more than 1,000 feet before finally dissipating. All of the tables within 1,000 feet were turned to ash, and even the clouds were completely melted, leaving behind a giant hole. Wang Lin's figure moved like lightning. Without a word, he charged with the celestial sword in his hand. He swung the sword and a ray of sword energy more than 10 feet tall descended on the middle-aged man. The half-moon blade shot out right after the celestial sword was swung. When the second brother realized that he couldn't retreat fast enough, his hand formed a seal and he shouted, "Forbidden technique, immortal demonic body." With that, a series of crackling sounds came from his body. At the moment the sword energy from the celestial sword arrived, he turned into black mist. The sword energy swung by and split the black mist in half. However, the black mist quickly reformed and moved to the side. The middle-aged man clearly intended to escape. Wang Lin sneered and threw the celestial sword. Accompanied by Shuliguo's roar, the celestial sword chased closely after the black mist. The half-moon blade was one step faster. He charged into the black mist and rampaged inside. The miserable screams of the middle-aged man could be heard from inside the mist. Zhao Xingxia stared at Wang Lin with a sneer but didn't stop him. Wang Lin didn't even look at Zhao Xingxia. He took a step and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was at spot where the black mist was going to escape toward. Wang Lin coldly said, "You won't be able to get away." The scattered black mist was desperately trying to fuse together when the angry roar of the middle-aged man came from within. "Today is Master's birthday celebration. If you kill me, then you will definitely be kicked out of the sect by Master." Wang Lin's eyes became cold as he slapped his bag of holding and the soul lasher appeared in his hand. With one swing, the black mist that was starting to fuse together collapsed again. At the same time, the middle-aged man's origin soul was knocked out from the black mist. As soon as the origin soul flew out, Wang Lin's eyes lit up, he charged out, and reached toward the origin soul. The origin soul let out a scream and somehow teleported. Wang Lin's eyes became gloomy, then he swung the soul lasher. He had been using this whip for several months now, so he knew that it could extend indefinitely. Wherever he could see was how far the whip could reach. With a bang, the origin soul 1,000 feet away trembled and was about to collapse. A deep mark appeared on his back and large amount of celestial spiritual energy essence surged out. Wang Lin's body disappeared. When he appeared, he was in front of the origin soul, and he grabbed it. The origin soul revealed a look of terror and was about to speak when Wang Lin threw him into the soul flag. Wang Lin then turned around to look at Zhao Xingsha, who was watching, and said, "You are next." Zhao Xingsha stared at Wang Lin and suddenly smiled. "Seventh brother, you killed second brother and broke a big sect rule. Disciplinary elders, please capture him and send him to master for judgment." Wang Lin's expression was calm as he coldly said, "Whoever dares to obstruct me is my enemy." With that, he walked directly toward Zhao Xingsha. There were several disciplinary elders among the surrounding Purple Division disciples. After they all looked at each other with hesitation in their eyes, none of them dared to take even half a step out. Zhao Xingsha's expression turned ugly, and he took a few steps back. He suddenly turned his head around to look at Bai Wei and fourth sister and shouted, "Fourth sister." The calm woman raised her head. She calmly looked at Zhao Xingsha and said, "I repaid your favor 3 months ago and even agreed to not compete with you for the position of true disciple. Now give a good reason why I should help." Zhao Xingsha clenched his teeth and said, "Good. Good." He then turned his head toward Wang Lin. His eyes revealed a hint of dark intentions as he said, "Seventh brother, I was planning to use this spell during the competition for the spot of true disciple, but since you are forcing me, then I'll let you have a taste of this spell's power." As Zhao Xingsha spoke, his hand formed a seal and he muttered a very complex chant. Wang Lin's expression remained normal as he opened his mouth and the 1 billion soul flag appeared. With one shake, the remaining primary souls all appeared. Under Wang Lin's command, these primary souls all charged toward Zhao Xingsha. At the same time, Wang Lin threw something with his right hand, and the beast trap turned into the war chariot and landed on the side. Zhao Xingsha suddenly looked up, and an illusion of a giant demon appeared above his head. This demon was more than 1,000 feet tall and had 2 horns. Although it was a blurry illusion, it released a powerful demonic aura. This demon was very large and buff, and there were faint, blue lines glowing on the demon's blurry body. Its large hand with nails that looked like swords showed just how abnormal this thing was. At this moment, the demon's eyes were closed, but its head was waving back and forth as if it could awaken at any time. The further you looked down from the head, the more blurry the illusion was. Below it was a pale-faced Zhao Xingsha. It was clear that the burden of using this spell was not small. There was a strange symbol flickering on Zhao Xingsha's forehead. Every time this symbol flashed, the demon would become more solid, and at the same time, Zhao Xingsha's body would weaken. The moment this object appeared, all of the members of the various sects were shocked and quickly scattered. Even the 6 ascendant cultivators revealed mysterious lights in their eyes. The one person who hadn't said a single word in the past 7 days, the one whose attention only shifted when he saw Wang Lin use the demonic flame, the only late-stage ascendant cultivator here, the head elder of the Water Cloud sect, frowned and softly said, "Ancient demon." His voice was uncertain, as even he wasn't sure. An old man next to Jiang Qianzuan said, in a serious tone, "Fellow cultivator Jiang, could this really be the legendary ancient demon that once appeared in the past?" Jiang Qianzuan pondered a bit before answering, "It's very similar." Although the primary souls Wang Lin sent out saw the demon, they still jumped at Zhao Xingsha. Zhao Xingsha's eyes revealed a mysterious light as he raised his hand and pointed at the void. As he moved, the giant illusion above him moved as well. The hand of the giant demon slowly rose and also pointed at the void like Zhao Xingsha did. A complex aura suddenly began to spread from Zhao Xingsha's fingers. In truth, the aura was coming from the finger of the illusion above Zhao Xingsha. This aura was far more powerful than spiritual energy and was no weaker than celestial spiritual energy. It was equal to the power of Wang Lin's demonic flames explosion. Jian Qianzuan took a deep breath and said, "Demonic power." Wang Lin's eyes became serious when he saw a red vortex appear where Zhao Xingsha pointed. The primary souls lost control and began to be sucked toward the red vortex. Zhao Xingsha's face was pale, but the illusion's face started to turn blue, and its eyes trembled as if it could awaken at any time. Wang Lin's eyes became cold. With one though, the soul flag appeared in his hand. With one shake, the flag grew, then it pulled the primary souls out from the red vortex. At the moment Wang Lin recovered the primary souls, the demon above Zhao Xingsha let out an earth-shattering roar. Its eyes suddenly opened, revealing a gaze that could cause any life form's heart to tremble if they looked at it. Its eyes were very cold, even colder than those who had cultivated ruthlessness, and they pierced the bones more than those that cut off all emotions. Wang Lin had only seen this kind of gaze from the heaven's messenger. After opening its eyes, this giant demon illusion raised its right hand and reached toward Wang Lin. At the same time, Zhao Xingsha also raised his hand as if he had lost control of his body. Wang Lin didn't say a word as he quickly backed up and began to form seals. He then backed up next to the war chariot and hit it with his palm. A loud roar came from the war chariot when the spirit beast that refused to bow down to anything appeared. Its vicious eyes immediately focused on the demon, and it let out another roar. The spirit beast immediately charged out toward the demon, not caring about anything else. The demon's eyes lit up. It gave up on Wang Lin and turned toward the spirit beast. After changing its target, it suddenly reached out toward the spirit beast. The spirit beast's unyielding roar filled the area as it pulled the war chariot to directly smash into the demon. However, after a thunderous roar echoed due to the collision, the spirit beast went through the demon's hand and went directly into the body of the demon. The giant demon revealed a mysterious expression and then reached its hand into its chest. It somehow dragged the spirit beast out from its chest, then it coldly looked at the spirit beast and was about to devour it. Evil creature! Stop for this old man! A roar suddenly came from the main sect of the Heavenly Fate sect. After this sound appeared, the demon revealed a struggling expression before letting out a sigh and letting the spirit beast go. Its body immediately shrank until it was a ray of green light, then it returned to Zhao Xingsha. The symbol on Zhao Xingsha's forehead flashed violently a few more times before finally starting to disappear. Zhao Xingsha coughed out a mouthful of blood as he suppressed the backlash. He then stared at Wang Lin and revealed an eerie smile. After the spirit beast was released, it didn't struggle nor roar. It glanced at Zhao Xingsha before returning to the war chariot and changing back into the beast trap. At this moment, a red cloud flew over from the horizon, and a large amount of red clouds began to gather until they took the shape of an old man wearing a red robe. This person's face was fiery red, he was covered in the smell of wine, and he was carrying a big gourd behind him. After he appeared, he burped, rolled his eyes, and scolded, "What are you guys fighting for? If it wasn't for you guys fighting, how could this old man be sent by the All-Seer, that old bag of bones, to punish you guys? I was only halfway through drinking my wine." Wang Lin's expression was calm as he grabbed the beast trap. He then moved to the table and pulled out a chair 3 seats away from fourth sister. This was his seat. He waved his sleeve and then sat down. Zhao Xingsha looked at the red-faced old man, clasped his hands, and said, "Disciple greets Uncle Master Kai Lai." The red-faced old man looked at Zhao Xingsha and asked, "You know me?" Zhao Xingsha nodded and respectfully said, "When Disciple entered the Heavenly Fate sect 2,000 years ago, I met Uncle Master once." The old man snorted and said, "Even if you know, it is useless. The demon spirit in your body has just begun to grow and yet you try to use it by force. Just wait for your master's punishment." With that, he reached out and grabbed Zhao Xingsha, then his gaze shifted to Wang Lin. He revealed a look of interest and smiled. "Little fellow, your master has high hopes for you. This senior apprentice brother of yours won't appear in the competition for the true disciple spot for your purple division, so you can relax." With that, the old man clasped his hands at the surrounding cultivators and said, "I believe there are a few cultivators here that know me. Today, the battle between the junior of the purple division has ruined the mood. I hope you guys won't take offense." Jiang Qinzu looked at Kai Lai and quickly and respectfully said, "Senior is overthinking it. How could our mood be ruined by this? In fact, the fight between the juniors let all of us feel relief, because the purple division will have strong successors." After he finished speaking, someone else immediately followed. Soon, almost every cultivator present voiced the same opinion. Kai Lai laughed as he shook his head and said, Don't give these two unruly disciples any praise. Tomorrow will be when my senior apprentice brother, the All-Seer, will teach Tao. Everyone, I still have important matters to attend to, so I'll be taking my leave. With that, Kai Lai moved with Zhao Xingsha in his hand. He charged out as a red cloud and disappeared into the horizon. Wang Lin hadn't said a word since the old man appeared. He poured himself a cup and drank it all in one gulp. His eyes were filled with a pondering light. What kind of spell did Zhao Xingsha just use? It didn't look like a domain attack, and it was similar to an ancient god's technique. From what the old man said, that was a demon spirit that had just formed in Zhao Xingsha's body and couldn't be freely used. As he pondered, quite a few people from various sects came to toast to Wang Lin. Wang Lin's battle earlier showed him easily killing the Purple Division's second brother and forcing the senior brother to use his ace. But anyone could tell that the spell Zhao Xingsha used was one that inflicted heavy injuries upon himself as well. Everyone could tell from Zhao Xingsha's face that he was going to suffer a powerful backlash. And the seventh brother didn't even act personally, he only used magic treasures to fight. Although they weren't certain about who the winner would be if the fight went on, from how Kai Li spoke, everyone could tell how important this seventh brother was to the All-Seer. Otherwise, why would only Zhao Xingsha get taken away while the seventh brother was left with kind words? Cultivators all become more cunning the older they get, and the people who came to the celebration were not simple. In their eyes, Wang Lin was definitely going to be a true disciple, so becoming friends with him now will definitely be beneficial in the future. Due to this reasons, there were many people who came to give toasts to Wang Lin. Wang Lin put away his thoughts and greeted everyone with a smile. He wanted to have a solid footing on planet Qianyun, so there was no harm in making friends outside of the sect. On the last day of the 7-day festival, the Purple Division celebration reached its climax when Wang Lin replaced Zhao Xingsha as the center of attention and drank with everyone. As for Bai Wei and fourth sister, not many people went to greet them. In comparison, they looked quite lonely. As the night approached, the people began to scatter. Wang Lin held a wine cup as he toasted with Jiang Qianzuan. After Jiang Qianzuan left, Wang Lin's gaze moved to the fourth sister. This video will end here.